What's going on, guys? Your boy Joe Shake72 coming to you guys with a video right now. Kind of want to go over the whole situation, Torrey Smith. I've already brought up a whole bunch of videos of free agent deep threats that I want coming into free agency. And, you know, Torrey Smith is a leader. He is a savvy vet, a great locker room presence. You know, like I said, great locker room leader. He cares about the community. He's a very, very overall great person. Had a better year this year than he did last year. I mean, at least he upgraded to what, another 100-something yards. You know, from a 300-yard season with the 49ers to a 420-yard season, 35 catches, you know, 420 yards, only 2 touchdowns. I think it was just weird because, you know what? Carson Wentz didn't really have a deep threat, never really had a legit deep threat because the year prior to that, we didn't have anybody but Dorial Green, Beckham, Jordan Matthews, Nelson Aguilar wasn't playing the way he's playing now. So what we have now is, you know, a situation where Torrey Smith's going to make $5 million next year. And that's a $5 million, that's $5 million we could save, you understand? And I think you could bring someone else in, honestly, because 2 touchdowns, he's mostly played as a decoy this year. He dropped some passes this year. He dropped some deep balls that were in his hands last year, this past year. And you know what? He was mostly a decoy. I mean, thank God, thank to the gods, we had Zach Ertz, Nelson Aguilar, and Alshon Jeffrey were scoring over 7 touchdowns the whole year and have played, I mean, Zach Ertz played the best out of everybody. But, man, I mean, everybody put in the work, thank God. We don't have to rely on Torrey Smith. But, you know, Torrey Smith, quote-unquote, said he expects to be back, but he said that it's a business and he understands, and he's really proud of the organization for giving him a chance, you know, giving him a chance on getting a ring. So he knows the business end of it. He's not going to be pissed off at the team if they let him go. He knows that, you know what, I enjoyed my time here. I would love to stay here, you know, and he does. He wants to stay. But for a guy for $5 million, I just think we can go get. I think we could be better. He's just a guy that we really needed on this team. I guess we just need just a veteran guy that brings, you know, a veteran. You need to bring at least a veteran. You need to bring at least a veteran presence to the wide receiver room because, as you know, it wasn't good last year. So bringing him in really did much of a huge difference with that. And look, I don't hate Torrey Smith. Hey, if he's on the team next year, I'm fine with it. Okay, I'm fine with I'm fine with Torrey Smith being on the team next year, 100%. If he's on the team next year, I hope he just plays better, more than 400 yards next year. But, you know, the only thing about Torrey Smith I'm kind of crazy about is that he doesn't have, he's got the speed, okay? They used him on some wide receiver screens in the playoffs. He did very well in the playoffs, as we all know. The flea flicker, the trick play in the fucking Vikings, the NFC Championship game. And he caught some really fucking crazy pass. 3rd and 12, caught a very good pass from Nick Foles in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Done some really good things. So, but 2 touchdowns, 420 yards, not good enough. But at the same time, you know what I mean? We have everyone else doing work. But I'm telling you right now, if you get a reliable young, I mean, we have to go young for a deep threat. Now, I all know Matt Collins is in the background right now, and honestly, I don't think they're even going to start him next year. I think he's going to be that guy that just comes in when someone needs to step out, okay? I know everyone keeps saying it and saying it and saying it and saying it, but you need some depth at the position too, okay? I understand we don't... So you can use Matt Collins in the slot, you can use him on the outside, but if you get another guy, Matt Collins could be a slot guy and he could be an outside guy. And, you know, preseason to his rookie year, we had him in the slot, you know, in that Green Bay game, and he literally fucking stiff-armed 2 fucking guys, knocked one on the ground, and scored an easy touchdown, which led to the Jordan Matthews trade, and Ronald Darby coming to the Philadelphia Eagles for the 3rd-round pick. So, Torrey Smith, man, it's hard, but at the same time, I think it's the right move for the Eagles to make. You know, he's not worth $5 million. No, he's not. I mean, you know what? Made some good catches. The playoffs, he played absolutely fantastic. But during the season, it was like disappeared. Barely threw to him. Matt Collins got some chances this year, which was good. You know what I mean? So they took advantage of some mismatches in games this year. And did some things with that. So, you know, look, if he stays, he stays. I have no problem with Torrey Smith, man. He is a veteran. He's becoming like what he used to be in that beast form when he was on Baltimore. You know what I mean? Seriously. Because he really showed that. He really showed he has the heart. You know what I mean? He really does. He works really hard, and he doesn't listen to the critics. He doesn't listen to how because of his age. You know, he's 29 years old, whatever it is. Or 28, 29, something like that. So, you know what I mean? There's so much that goes into it, but this is why, like, I think we do need to go have a younger deep threat. We do need a guy to grow with Carson. You know, at least someone that's younger. That's why I've named some guys, you know, in some past videos. That would be great fits. I think Paul Richardson is probably the best fit for this team. Statistically, he's great, and he can catch one-handed. He can get 50-50 balls. It's like having another Alshon Jeffrey, but he jumps as high, and he can catch everything that comes his way. So, and if we don't get Paul Richardson, it's somebody else like John Brown, or if it's, you know what I mean, if somebody, I won't care. I mean, these guys are fast. We just need a guy that legitimately can beat somebody by a mile, okay? And I know you can't get that play all the time, but we got so many weapons on this offense right now that you add in a deep threat, a legit deep threat that can literally beat anybody or almost anybody. It's gonna be pretty much done. I mean, this offense will pretty much whoop everybody's ass. Whatever team that comes to face with us this year, you know what I mean? There'll be a lot. There's a lot of opportunity, and there's a lot of mismatches, and there's so many different players on this offense with so many different traits and abilities. And oh man, everyone does something different. Everyone brings something different to the table. That's why I like it so much. But Torrey Smith, you know, I have no problem. If he stays on this team, like I said, I have no problem with Torrey Smith staying, but I really think we should go younger, and get this done, because $5 million is way too much, man. Now, you know, you go to Paul Richardson. Paul Richardson's market is about $6.3 million, and that's only $1 million more than Torrey Smith, and that's fine because you're paying a guy that's 25 years old than a guy you're paying that's 28, 29 years old right now. An extra $1 million? Yeah, I would pay him. I would pay him the extra $1 million. Why? I'd pay him $6.3 million. I don't see why not. And I know there's other moves that have to be made, but I don't mind this at all. I really don't. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. But I'm a big fan of Torrey Smith. You know what I mean? He's worked hard. You know, he hasn't really had a good year in a long time, just because he's been on a really bad 49ers team. He was brought to that 49ers team after the whole Jim Harbaugh thing fucking fell over. He left. You know what I mean? Everybody was retiring. You know, Patrick Willis retired. Fucking their starting center, their right tackle retired. You know what I mean? So many guys left. I think the only guy from the original roster is probably friggin' Joe Staley. Maybe is the only guy that's original from the Harbaugh roster. I mean, other than that, I mean, that whole team is different now. And you know what I mean? At that time, there was no quarterback. There was no nothing. Kaepernick couldn't fucking play. And, you know, he fell off the board, and then, you know, other guys were coming in there trying to take the spot, but he just couldn't get it. He had no guys that can give him the deep ball good. So, I mean, you know what? He needs a good quarterback, and he recognized that when he signed with this team, that Carson Wentz was the guy, you know, that could do a lot of things. He watched tape of his rookie year, and, you know, said, hey, you know, if a receiver has the chance to play with a high caliber quarterback that could be an MVP, and that you can make him, if you're that piece that can make one of the pieces that can make him an MVP, there you go. Because a receiver to a quarterback to a receiver, you guys make each other look good. That's the whole point of it. You guys have to make each other look good. The chemistry's got to be there. So, you know, you know, it's going to go either way, but I think in my honest opinion of what's going to happen, I think that Torrey Smith's going to get cut off this team. Not traded. He's got a 3-year, $16 million deal, and they can easily, and there was no dead money involved. They made this deal to where they'll get no dead money if they release him after a year. So they can literally get $5 million, they can get $5 million back and put that towards another player. So that's a lot of money for a guy that only has 2 touchdowns, 430 yards receiving, so 420, whatever it was. Only 100 something yards more than what he had, you know, last year. So not much of a break off, but he caught balls where they counted. He made his chances where everything he can get. And Carson Wentz threw some really good balls this year. Sometimes he couldn't hold on. Sometimes he caught him, and sometimes, you know, he when he's out in the open field, when he catches a ball and his yak yards are really good. I mean, saw him in that Rams game when Carson Wentz went to the right side, extended the play, and threw to Torrey Smith. And he's flying, man. Torrey Smith can fly. He really can. I mean, for a 28-year-old guy, yeah, I mean, everyone thinks he's an old fucking piece of shit, but he's not. He can still play. And trust me, I know he could still play. And I know next year he could definitely still play. So I have no problem with him being on the team. So let me know what you guys think about Torrey Smith. If you'd really be pissed off if he was still on this team next year. I don't think he would be. I think it would be a very good thing to keep him. But at the same time, $5 million is way too much. So whatever they do, I'll agree with it. I mean, I kind of think we should go younger. I think we should get after, you know, go after a younger talent that could do more, you know, than what he's doing. But I have no problem with Torrey Smith being here. I don't, because I'm a big fan of his. So, all right. So that's all I got to say, guys. Shake Squad up. Fly Eagles fly. Peace.
Fuck your bitch, get a bag from it, then I never call her. Now she tripping, going crazy, nigga, tell her let her go.